Two, one. We are now live. Hello, everybody. Frimas Day. It is the month of May. Just like in the words of NSYNC, it's gonna be me. But, um,
Wow.
yeah,
I was gonna say that kind of sounds like a song.
that was a very big attempt. But welcome everybody to our Frimas Day, May 1st, 2020. And I'm your host, Groove Defied, followed by my colleague here, Miss Indigo Mermaid TV. You can actually find her link down in the description below, as well as our brand new launched collaboration site called the Groovy Mermaids.com. Right now, it's a little bit bare, but you can actually find a lot of the stuff that we're going to be working together with, and a lot of calendar stuff. And we're going to need headphones for your phone there. There's a lot of echo coming in.
There's a lot of
There's
echo.
a lot of echo.
All right, future. Let's use them.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I have them right here.
And here's time. Here's Timekeeper and Candy. Welcome and welcome everybody and Friday Day to everybody. So yeah, we started our brand new website, thegroovymermaids.com, along with our email address, which is tarot at thegroovymermaids.com if you want to contact us both at the same time. So, and we will both receive the email messages. So, let us know what your thoughts are about this live stream, any comments or questions that you have. Friday night, hey, it's Friday night, and I'm
Hello,
feeling fine.
Candy.
And
Hello,
look, there's
Timekeeper. Hey,
Maria.
Dee.
Hello, Maria. Maria.
Hello, Maria.
So yes, welcome everybody. And so we have some pretty good stuff to go on today. We did make some changes in terms of our pricing model, in terms of tarot readings and stuff like that. But during the time, we'll be able to do some tarot readings. We even have some stuff coming down the pike for next week, such as on the phone live tarot readings where you'll be able to share your experience with others as well. So, woohoo, that's going to be a lot of fun. So one thing we'd like to start off, or at least I love to start off with, is Miss Mermaid doing our or starting our guided meditation. So I want to be able to pass the ball over to her and welcome you all to join our meditation tonight.
All right, guys. Since today the topic that we will be talking about is of health and diet, we're going to do a quick meditation on for all of us to keep ourselves motivated and to keep ourselves consistent and efficient with what we consume,
Yep.
especially during a time like this in this pandemic. I think it's very important that we stay healthy and we stay not only at home, but we continue to exercise and we continue to eat right for our immune system for the benefit of our own. Okay, so we're going to put our hands, we're going to have the palms of our hands kiss each other at the heart center, and we're going to close our eyes, and we're going to inhale blessings and exhale gratitude. Inhale blessings and exhale gratitude. Inhale blessings. Let that prana flow all over you. For those of you who don't know what prana means, prana is just a Sanskrit word that means energy, energy flow. I inhale blessings and exhale gratitude. Help me, universe, to keep myself motivated during this time, to stay healthy, to keep healthy, to be health conscious, to crave only good, whole foods, to be only interested in healthy foods, organic foods, non GMO foods, nutritious food, to only consume nutritious, healthy food, and to only desire nutritious, healthy food, to keep ourselves healthy, to have our immunity or our immune system high, and our spirits vibrant. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
That was beautiful. Thank you very much for that meditation. Yes. So yeah, that is actually our topic of the day. Seeing that we're now on the first day of May, and I am officially starting right now as we speak. This is actually my 30 days of self love act for this entire month of May, and obviously going to continue forward with that. So, um, and I guess we could start off in terms of what is self love in terms of what I'm looking for. So, if some of you may or may not know. So, it's been a pretty rough month of April, especially in March for me. Uh, I have broken up with my boyfriend of 15 years earlier this April, and it wasn't really on good terms, but we'll just leave it at that. But, you know, there's things that I wanted to be able to do now that I'm no longer in this relationship. And I felt that one thing that I really need to focus on is obviously my health. Uh, One thing that I started doing was looking at myself in the mirror and trying to figure out like what is it really that can I can uh, really make me feel good. Like what is it that I'm doing? Like I went on to chat sites and things like that because I you know didn't do that during my relationship, and by doing that, I wanted to meet new people, expand my friend zones, and by saying that like you're now in the friend zone, but uh you know as I'm doing that, it occurred to me like what I really want to do is actually start getting myself in a way to where I'll be even happier because I do love myself. I do, I don't mind the way I look, but I think I could feel better. I could feel great if I was a lot more energetic. So I was talking to Miss Indigo Mermaid because she actually has taken some nutrition classes, and I actually started talking to some people in regards to diet and nutrition and trying to lose weight. And I came across intermittent fasting. And it was a really interesting topic because typically we're supposed to be burning as humans around 2,000 calories or more a day or less, depending on your body mass. But as typical humans or average humans, it's 2,000 calories. So I started doing like protein shakes in the morning, skipping lunches, and then doing sensible small dinners in the evening where I was equating to maybe about less than 700 calories. And I was just letting my body burn the fat because I weigh about, I might as well go ahead and say it. I weigh approximately about 265. And, I'm pretty chubby. You can see my double chin hiding underneath my neck beard. Um, but
It's a good fashion trend.
yeah, good lucky for me. But yeah, so as I started, looking into that, Miss Mermaid, she told me like you need to be careful about that insulin just because I'm a type 2 diabetic. So, I actually had to eat something both in the morning and in the evening because the fact that, taking insulin, if I don't have enough sugar and I'm taking a certain amount of units, I'm going to start like kind of getting really jittery and very uncomfortable. So, oh, looks like she got disconnected. We'll get her back. I don't hear you. Hello? I still can't hear you. Gosh. Hold on to your love. You got to hold on. I was just getting right into the thing. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Perfect.
So, to kind of start where I left off here, so I talked to Miss Indigo Mermaid here, and would it be okay if I mentioned your name, Miss Mermaid?
Yeah, people
Okay,
know me by my name.
perfect. So I talked to Yvonne. So, and by the way, I'm Anthony, in case you don't know. But yeah, so I talked to Yvonne, and she said that's a bad thing. Why you're reducing your calories because you take insulin, and it's not good for you. And so I remember back earlier around 2000 or so, I actually had a personal trainer who was helping me out, and what he told me was mix it cardio. You can eat whatever you want, just make sure it's sensible diet and healthy, obviously, but you can eat whatever you want, just smaller portions throughout the day, and just mix it with cardio and weight training. And that's one thing I totally forgot about myself, in terms of what I need to do. So I have a teeter. I also have a yoga ball and a little workout area where I can actually, uh, do some physical fitness during this quarantine, because my neighborhood actually has a little clubhouse where we can work out, but that's not available to me. All the weights are all there. Some secondhand weights. Um, try to find a good deal because man, they're so expensive. Like, oh no, it logged out again. Oh, give me a break. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get her back here in just a second. All right.
Audio keeps cutting out.
I don't know why. I think I know why, because it's my USB hub, I think, and I'm not exactly sure why it does that, but it's really annoying, and I need to replace it. So, um, so yeah, I have I'm trying to get some weights here, but what I'm doing now is I'm actually having, I'm still counting some calories, try to make sure that I'm eating properly, and I'm right now in my diet, I'm just doing like a little breakfast shake. Maybe I'll cook us some small breakfast, eggs, bacon, something fatty and protein. Although she doesn't like it, she thinks I'm killing animals. So I'm sorry, screw you. um, but yeah, so uh, I'm really actually taking chance, and it may be a slower path, but I really want to kind of bulk up a little bit. I want to feel good what I'm doing, and yeah, uh, and Miss Mermaid's been kind of helping me out with that, and so this first day, I'm like to officially represent my uh, 30 days of self love. I'm going to be trying to do this daily, like the video logging. Otherwise, it'll be every other day, just to kind of do that, and then I'll follow up at the end of the week in terms of my progress. And I really want to be very transparent in terms of like my weight, what I'm doing, and what I'm eating and stuff like that, and um, and hopefully people will be able to follow along, even comment or give me some tips in the comments of the videos that we post. And yeah, it's really going to be a really big adventure, I think. And my goal, at least by the end of this year, I'll definitely I'll probably have maybe a slimmer body with more, a little bit more definition, and feeling great to where I can just get out and conquer the world. And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to be able to go like kayaking and go jogging on the beach or something, like just like a lot of physical activity that I can do as a person, and I'm very motivated to actually get out and do things like that. But I want to feel good doing it without feeling like I'm like about to cough up my heart and lungs because I'm out of I'm out of breath and out of shape. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun, and I welcome everybody to join me. Miss Mermaid, did you have do you want something to say? Your topic?
Now, going back to what we had talked about, or what you had mentioned, I think it's great that you brought up the whole idea how, um, you weren't eating your calorie intake a day. Because especially since you're trying to work out, you're supposed to eat more. Now, mind you, for those of you who don't know, I am a yoga instructor, and what was required of me to get my certification, I needed to take some nutrition classes, and I learned how to do meal plans, all that stuff, just like any average personal trainer would need to do. And that was one thing that I brought to his attention because one misconception that we think or that we believe in is that we're supposed to eat less calories, period. Now, the three things that we're supposed to eat most of is carbs, fat, and protein. Okay. Now, of course, when it comes to like fat and protein, if there is one that you eat more of, it will fill into the other box area. So at least that's a cool thing, but we still need to eat our protein, our fats, and our carbs. Now there's a lot of diets, especially fad diets, that tell us don't eat any carbs or don't eat any fat. And that's actually not a really good thing because if we don't eat our fat, then our brain starts to not work as well as we want to. We can't function well. We can't think right. We can't think critically. We can't brainstorm efficiently. And
I need to
Where
replace
did
that
you lose
USB
me
hub.
where I was talking about the protein?
Yes, we were talking about like the dangers of counting calories.
So, recapping to that, when it comes to when it comes to the carbs, like I mentioned, we don't eat our carbs. I'm sorry, our fats. Then, of course, the way our brain functions is with fat. So then all of a sudden, especially for those who go to school or we are mathematicians or we use our brains a lot when it comes on a daily basis, we have to critically think a lot. It really affects the way it really affects our judgments, and you'll even notice it too, especially with people who eat only meat, um, and very few veggies here and there. We see a lot with people who only eat meat. For instance, um, they all of a sudden they don't function the same as well. And the same thing goes when we eat fat, but in an interesting way, when we eat nothing but fat or fats and carbs, uh, what can happen for us is that it creates a chemical imbalance in or a chemical reaction in our bodies, which makes us feel lazy after we finish eating, and it makes us want to go to sleep for some of us. For those of you who feel like going to sleep right after your meal, that then this is definitely something that you should consider, that maybe you're eating either way too much fats and carbs in your daily diet. So maybe you want to cut on that and kind of have a well portioned out carbs, fats, and that and proteins. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can eat your carbs and fats, but if you happen to not eat all of your protein intake in a day, that is okay. That won't have a lot of effect, and this is why it drives me nuts. Why a lot of people in the gyms, especially, they're like, "Here, eat some whey protein. Here is some hemp protein. Here is all these protein shakes," and it's like. okay, if we really wanted to bulk up, I mean, and Anthony knows this himself. I'm a vegetarian, but if you really want to bulk up and you really want to have more protein, why don't you just eat your meats? And why do you have to eat something that was made in a lab? You know, and it has all this stuff, artificial coloring that you don't even know what it is, and most of it is really placebo, especially when it comes to that B something. It's not a protein powder, but it's this powder that is in the market that helps with muscle loss. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't that can't work out on a daily or doesn't have a set schedule to work out, this powder, it starts with the B, it's B dash something. People eat it so or consume it so that their amount of muscle loss throughout the day isn't as significant as without that thing. But if you look at the ingredients, it's mostly artificial colorings and guar gum and all this stuff, and it's just like, so where is all of that? It's in the head, it's in our minds. So um, I think for all of us, I feel like the best ways to get in shape or to do things is really the most natural way. If you are an omnivore, then just make sure you eat well portioned out. And this is a big thing too when people say don't eat right before you eat. But if you, but at the same time, it doesn't really affect you if you're not going to go to sleep right away after you finish eating. Like, yeah, you can eat really late at night, but if it has already been over 2 hours and you're not going to go to sleep right away, it will work great. And as a suggestion, what you can do is drink 1 or 2 cups of water before every meal and then go for a walk after you finish eating. And you can do that and you can go to sleep right away if you want to do that. You don't have to go to sleep um, 4 or 5 hours after your meal. You can literally just drink 1 or 2 cups of water prior to your meal, go for a walk, come back home. And I've been doing that for a while. It helps me. I'm right now, since we're in quarantine, I'm not teaching yoga and I'm not going to the gym. So that helps me a lot when it comes to controlling with what I eat as well, or controlling my weight gain. Because just like Anthony, I used to weigh. Now, mind you, I'm a woman that's 5'3", and I used to weigh 183 pounds. I used to be almost 200 pounds, guys. So I know the struggles. I have the proof. I have the history. I have the stretch marks everywhere. Um, and I went as low as 139 pounds, and then I started gaining weight again. Now I'm in the 50s, but that's another thing too for those of you who get easily dismotivated because you guys are always losing weight and gaining weight, losing weight and gaining weight. I want you guys to know as well that that is normal. Even athletes do that. When athletes try to Google athletes when they're in their off season, you will not some of you guys will possibly not even recognize some of those athletes. So I don't want you guys to think that it's a thing that you have to keep on consistently, because that's completely unrealistic. Um,
Celebrities do it
yeah,
all the
you can.
time.
Celebrities do it all the time, exactly. So even it happens to even the best of us. So stay motivated, eat right, eat healthy, and especially during a time like this, the more natural way, the better. So stay away from those vaccines. Let's stay at home and let's eat right. How about that?
I agree with that 100%. And um, and if you only have unhealthy things in the house, at least try to proportion it out to where because I don't like wasting food myself, and I have a whole drawer full of bacon. So,
Wow.
well, for you, you don't want to do bacon, but for me, I'll probably do like maybe 2 strips of bacon in the morning with some eggs or something like that. Just to like a small little light breakfast with protein, and then like maybe in the like around noon, I'll do some jogging or a little bit of weight training, during my lunch break, and then have a sensible like salmon Caesar dressing salad of some sort for dinner, maybe with some soup or something, and then continue on that workout. So that's kind of what I have in my plan here. But I am going to be a little bit aggressive with it. I you know, if I was to be like an uh, uh, like one of those reality TV shows, I'll really try to push myself to because even if I lose energy and stuff like that, I really try to get back on the horse and keep moving forward. Whew.
You mean that show like The Big Loser or something
Yeah, The
like
Big
that?
Losers, exactly. Or actually, what I was actually thinking of was more like the Naked and Afraid in a way, because I always like watched some of those shows, and Time just says that we're talking about eating healthy, and she's casually eating a half a pizza. Hey,
Pizza
at least you're
vibes.
eating pizza for us here because we're all about that spiritual pizza, and I'll probably use my Sundays as like a cheat day or something like that. Maybe have like a slice of pizza or something. Who knows?
And
Uh,
that's
to
okay.
reward
And that
myself.
is okay. Yes, and that is okay.
Hmm.
Because people, what ends up happening is that when people just don't have their cheat days, is that they are the ones who tend to most likely just break their diet and then not go back into it until much later. So that's
Willpower,
good.
willpower.
It helps. It helps. And then once you go and you cheat, after you didn't cheat for like, let's just say 3 months, you're gonna love it so much. It's gonna that comfort food is gonna be just so.
I really really need to get that new USB hub. I think it's dying, and that's what I've actually concluded because every time I use the USB hub with the web camera, um, it cuts out, and then my microphone cuts out, and then my that thing cuts out, and that's why you can't hear anything. And it comes back so quickly, but the other apps crashes. But and a lot and
Wow.
I lost my music.
Oh.
It's coming back here in a minute. But so yeah, so thank you very much for everybody for listening to on these topics, and it's really going to be a big adventure. Um, for those of you who want to keep tabs with me, again, you can reach me at either tarot@groovify.com, or you can reach us at our new email, tarot@thegroovymermaids.com. I just want to throw that out there in case for some of you who kind of joined in late that we now have a website of our collaboration. We still have Miss Mermaids, the Indigo Mermaid.com with her services. If you'd like to do some one-on-one readings and whatnot, then you can come on over to our blog site, which actually has it's going to be having like our collaboration, like the things on our thoughts, upcoming events for our collaboration live streams and whatnot. So yeah, so that's another piece of great news there. So 1st of May, as just as a Mr. Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May. I'm laughing at my own jokes. I'm such a fucking nerd.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep. And in the month of May.
in the month of May, and so
Wow.
if you haven't made so already, so we're really actually trying to grow this channel. We have a lot of things that are coming to pike, but we definitely are utilizing our resources. With that said, we have adjusted a price model for our collaboration work. Now, this doesn't speak for our individual live streams of what we do. Either I do a free readings during those my own personal live streams, or her particular business and her live stream. But when it comes to the Groovy Mermaids, our duo collaboration right now will be at $10 for a yes and no with a clarifier card. Then it'll be $40 for a full excuse me, for a full reading with the two of us. If you wanted to have your question, we'll do a full reading, put you on also in the priority list. And by next week, we are actually going to be introducing live phone calls to where you'll be able to actually share your stories, and we'll be able to actually communicate with you live on the air, as well as even starting podcasts too. So that way, for those of you who probably missed our tarot readings or our topics of the evening, at least you can take those podcasts with you and be able to actually enjoy what we have to talk about on the go. So, the board is open for anybody who wishes to sign up with us tonight. And in the meantime, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions anybody has in the uh, chat. And if you do use a platform in terms of payment, just let us know what that platform is. That way we can verify it, and then we can get going forward with that. So, why don't you talk about that little ball that's on top of your tarot deck? I've seen that just now, and
Luna. This is Luna.
oh, is it a crystal?
Yeah, it's a selenite. And it's a crystal ball and then it has like a face carved in it. I've had it for so long that, it's all beat up now, but it's got like a little face and that's why I call her Luna because she reminds me of the moon.
Are you
And
abusive?
she helps me a lot.
Are you abusive towards your
Why?
crystals?
No, it's because well, that's a story for another day, but when I was couch surfing at one point in my life, in my early 20s, I would carry my crystals with me. And this is why I buy small crystals now, and I buy them in jewelry
Nice.
because I would carry them in a bag. And then this one, as you can see, like it's been broken. I glued it all back together, and you can see all the cracks and stuff. And
I see it.
some
Yeah.
parts are missing. Yeah, some parts are missing and stuff, but I love her so much that to me, like, um, I don't care how broken she is. And, that is one of the lessons when it comes to when your crystals start breaking. So, for those of you who want to join us to the next live stream, then probably we'll talk a little bit about crystals because there is this big old thing about why our crystals end up breaking or why they end up falling. And what is that supposed to mean?
Hmm.
So, we'll talk about because that's like a whole different subject. But yes, this one has been with me for a while. It's a selenite, and I like to place it on top of all of my tarot cards right before I read them. And this is the Bohemian Gothic Tarot by Baba Studios. But yeah, this is selenite. She's been with me through thick and thin. Even when I have certain clients that piss me off when they don't like to hear, the truth, and they like to like throw some shade. After I finish the reading, I just place it on my heart. I'll watch like my favorite show or something for like an episode or two, and then I'll be fine. And then I'll go ahead and go about with my day, and it'll go away like this. Like it's almost like forgettable, like how cool she's off, and how cool is she? She just works with me. So yeah.
Well, I actually picked up a crystal back in March, and it's a selenite crystal, and it's actually kind of like a plate almost. And I actually got it for $35, which was actually a pretty good deal, I thought. It's huge, and
It looks huge.
I actually had to get a new selenite crystal because the one that I have had for a long while, I had it sitting over my incense and it turned brown. And you won't be able to see it here, but it turned brown. Actually, kind of, yeah, it still turned brown. But yeah, I've been kind of using this to actually help me, energize my cards, kind of neutralize them a little bit with any energy that I've, absorbed during the tarot reads.
What I do, especially when it comes to like, because the thing about selenite, regardless, it will always break, and then especially if it's exposed to water, it will like shred.
Hmm.
So that's why I understand why you left it as brown because you just can't put it in water, you can't wash it. So what I did, because I used to have a lot of a lot of selenite wands, because there was a time in my life where I was doing a lot of like chakra balancings on me and on my friends. This was like during my experimenting days when I was going through a hippie phase. And what I did is that I kept them all together and all these the little selenites. And then now that I have a bigger place, for some of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I moved to a new location like about 10 months ago. Um, what I did is that now that I created my own altar, I put all the little selenites around my altar and I created a selenite grid, which is awesome. And it's great also to meditate on, especially if you want to lay a crystal or a selenite grid around you while you're meditating on the floor. It's perfect.
Awesome. So, Queen Bee, we do have a open list. I actually updated here on the video. Actually, see here on the top right corner, right here, or excuse me, top left corner. I'm actually pointing to my right because the video is actually reversed. But we have adjusted our pricing model. This is not set in stone as we are still adjusting. But it is a $10 yes no with the clarifier, which is like, we pretty much answer your question with a little bit of details in terms of why we got that yes no. But if you want a full reading on that question, it is $40, which puts you in the priority queue, and you definitely get time with us to where we'll be able to answer your questions with the tarot decks. And Chara says, I cleanse all my crystals in the moonlight. Yeah, in the full moon, especially me. When we have like super clear skies here when it comes to full moons, and I just lay out all my crystals, and I didn't even realize how many crystals I freaking have. And I'm like, wow, I gotta stop buying crystals. So I
That's
did
why
actually
I
stop buying
stopped.
crystals, and honestly, it's good that I stopped buying crystals because I actually want to create a relationship with the things that I have. Right now I have it
And that's
sitting
important.
over in a rack, uh, like a glass shelf, and it's sitting underneath my father's flag after he passed away. So, I feel like that's it's almost like a little shrine in a way. An area of peace, and it's neat because the glass shelves actually has like a frosted line, which actually kind of acts as a crystal grid if you think about it. So I put in line like the chakra line on one of the glass figures, and then on the next shelf I put out another line of crystals. So, but yeah.
It totally works, guys. But that comment that you mentioned about the moonlight, that is one thing that I also want to talk about. We don't only have to charge our crystals, but we do also have to, not only do we cleanse our crystals, sorry, but we do also have to charge our crystals. And so, yeah, you can cleanse them all you want, but you also have to charge them. That's how you build your bond or your relationship with your crystals. And how you do that, you just do a simple meditation. I like to listen to binaural beats. I usually like to sit there and put the palms of my hands above them. And you'll even notice as the more you do this, the palms of your hands will get hotter. And that will happen especially for those who have the numerology 6 or are born in this lifetime to be healers. And then that's how some of you guys will realize that that is your purpose, or your ultimate purpose in life, when your hands start getting hot, whenever you're cleansing your crystals, or whenever you're trying to help with a meditation with a friend, or for those of you who are Christian or still have some Christian background, I want to do a prayer on someone and you feel like the palms of your hands are getting hot. That's how you know you're here in this lifetime to be a healer. And so that's what I do. I just kind of just put my hands over them. And you don't have to do them individually. You can just put them all together. That's what I do. I put them nicely in like a basket. You want them to be comfortable. Treat them like they're human. So put them, and as you can see, like I touch Luna, like she's like my cat, So um, you just go there. I meditate. I have my own specific playlist. I have this YouTube meditation song that I like to listen to that's like about 45 minutes, and I just have my hands there and I meditate there for 45 minutes. And then once I'm done, I put my crystals back in their altar where they belong. So uh, so that's definitely a cool thing to, one thing that I feel like a lot of you guys need to consider when you guys are working with crystals. It's not only about cleansing them, it's about charging them, because you build a bond or a relationship with them. And because you are also advancing as a human, as someone in the spiritual practice, you want your crystals to move up there with you. And you'll realize that your bond with your crystals will become so intense that when you start meditate with them, they'll vibrate. And you'll have proof of it, because then you'll even feel your whole bed vibrate. You can even hear the bed
Mm.
frame just, and you're just like, oh shit,
How does it go
you
again?
know?
Er.
Yeah, but it's real. It's real and it's true. I've experienced it. My mentors have experienced it. I've even had clients who, would come to me more for meditative advice or more spiritual advice rather than, personal life advice. And they even would tell me like, "Hey, what does it mean when your crystals vibrate?" And, we would talk about that. So build that bond with your crystals, guys. Charge them. I mean, cleanse them, then charge them, and then put them back where they're supposed to be.
There you go. Any questions out there? Anybody want to talk about something? Of course, we also have our tarot queue open, which I know it's kind of a maybe a big change, but we are adjusting. Um,
All right, so just to kind of mention or talk about the program once again, for those of you who are interested in getting into the queue, are yes or no questions with more clarity or just having a little bit more in depth will be $10. And for those of you who are looking for a full-on reading with us will be 40. And then starting next week, that $40 reading will include you guys to be able to call us live while we're doing on the live stream, and you can chat with us. This week we were not able to do that, unfortunately, because Amazon is taking forever and they're not sending our equipment.
hmm
But
Yep.
we gotta roll with the punches. But we just wanted to try this model out to see how this would work for
Of
us. And
course.
of course,
And you're more than welcome to let us know your feedback about that. I know it's a big change, especially now and stuff like that. And the reason why this big change because we're really actually going full in with our collaboration, and want to be able to help it grow with the things that we want to do with it. And we're going to be inviting people onto the show live to talk about like maybe Reiki healing and some other things like that. So we really want to bring some really beneficial things to everybody out there, especially not just tarot reading, but anything that anybody wants to talk about. But one thing I like to
anybody.
to talk about though, because I actually haven't had the chance to talk about this in a while, are boxes. Um, as some of you may or may not know, I am a huge fan when it comes to collecting boxes. I'm going to show you mine right now. And I forgot the symbol of what this stands for, but it's a feminine symbol, and it looks like a book, but in
Catcher, catcher.
yeah, exactly. And it's a very feminine. It's supposed to be a feminine symbol, which I believe that you know I'm kind of both a masculine and a feminine, but sometimes I find myself a little bit more feminine. But yeah, it is actually pretty nice inside. The what I do use it for is I kind of use it for like I don't know, like cleansing in a way. Like if I want to either cleanse a small deck of cards or maybe a few crystals. I even have some travel crystals that I put into here. But hello, come on. Uh, like I'll keep this next to my bed and just keep it in here with some of my chakra crystals maybe, and um, burn some incense right next to it. And so therefore, I feel like that I'm charging it with my spiritual energy. Like I'm using this as almost like a like a catalyst where it's going to filter out all negative energy and only let in positive energy with this box. And at least that's the intention that I put onto this as well. So if you guys have collect boxes, let me know because I'd like to go to the thrift stores, and if I find a box that I like, I'll get it, and I'll try to mix something of it.
I love boxes too. It's the best way to organization, actually.
Yep.
Anybody wants a reading. If you guys are interested in that $10 reading or $4 reading, you will find on the description down below on the video our PayPal information, Venmo, and Zelle. I'm sorry, Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. So if you guys are interested to send that donation, I will be ready to help you guys out.
So I'm curious, what decks are you using tonight?
I'm using the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, one of my favorites. I think they're all
Okay.
my favorite, but Unfortunately, it's getting a little old. Like for instance, like the Eight of Wands, it's already bent. So then again, like I kind of like use these like all day, every day. So we'll see.
I am using. Is that what you're using tonight, or do you have multiple decks?
This is what I'm using tonight, definitely. I program my decks so that I don't have to use multiples at this like in one like video or something. What I do is I program my cards to help. I tell them that I'm gonna help multiple people tonight, you know, and so I don't just have to focus the energy on like a particular client or something. So
Yeah, Mr. Timekeeper. We understand the pricing a little bit. We're just trying to make sure that that we're able to support this channel and try to bring in what we can do for everybody on this. We are trying some things, but any feedback that you can leave in the comments about this in terms of what you like think can be changed or what could work, we're totally open to hear your suggestions. So the deck that I'm using tonight, I actually have three of them. I am using my traditional Rider Waite deck, which is the Radiant version, but I'm also using my Santa Muerta Book of the Dead, which actually have right here an Ace of Swords on it. But it's really cool because they
ooh,
actually, you know, most of it's like on the artwork is just amazing. Like
it is. I love
I
that
love the
tarot
colors.
deck.
I love everything about it. And there's supposedly like a limited edition with it to where it has like a coffin of some sort, and
Mm-hmm.
that thing runs for
The
$100.
box is coffin shaped.
So,
Well, the people who are reselling it are selling it for like $100 or even $200. But it's only, but I think the only difference is the box. I don't know if there's anything else that's different. I know that my deck, this one, the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, came with two lovers cards. So at least that was cool. And they're different. They're both different. There's two different lovers cards. So I know that's awesome. I know. I love that deck. I remember I wanted that deck so bad. And then when it came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy it. And I wanted the exclusive one with the coffin shaped box. And sold out everywhere. It turns out that there was like a pre that you could have pre-ordered it, and I should have just done that because I could have used it for my readings.
you just
And
reminded me of something too. I want to get that Black Tarot deck, the true
oh,
Black Tarot, because they just now came into print, I think. And let me see if they have any available. Oh! If it's available, I would like to try to get it. No, it says it's sold out. Oh God, man. That's actually a really cool deck. It's actually scratch proof, it's water resistant, and it's kind of printed like on like some type of recycled plastic of some sort. It looks so cool, and the artwork is just like whoa. I definitely want to try
yes,
that.
it's a really cool deck. And then it's also like it's not glossy. So for those people who are here and are wanting to either do a review on the video or also have a YouTube channel, like it's not glossy, so you won't have that reflection on the cards. These don't do it. But that's the cool thing about that tarot deck he's talking about. I forgot the name already.
True black.
True Black.
So,
Thank you.
what do you think? I would still like to keep it with the model right now, but do you think you want to open up for maybe a few free yes and nos? We can pick a couple of people at random.
Sure.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the yes and no questions. So if you have a yes and no, please let us know your name, your sign, and the question that you would like a answer to. Go ahead and put it into the chat, and we'll pick it at random. So I'm kind of curious, like, what is it that you look for when you do your yes and no?
I
Like
look at
when you get
everything.
your answers.
I look at everything. That's why it boggles my mind when I don't even want to mention their names. I don't even remember certain tarot readers,
Uh
but
oh.
I used to get a lot of YouTubers who would come to my channel and they would complain about stuff like, oh, you have so many reversals, or oh, whatever. When it comes to the way I read, now mind you, a lot of people have different styles of reading. Um, some people read uprights and reversal. Some people only read upright. Some people only mess with the thoughts. Some people only mess with rider Waite. Some people like to collect a gazillion of these. And, so I think it really depends on everyone's style. Now, according to my style, I mean, you'll even see me say in the videos, of course, I'm also reading empathically, but sometimes when I'm not picking something at the moment, when I'm looking at the very first card, I do mention, okay, this is what the card means, but we also have to look at the rest of the spread to see what it can potentially be about, or how the very first card applies to the rest, or how it all applies with each other, the other cards. So what I do is I look at everything. Now, I usually, for the yes and no's, well, for the free readings, I usually pull just one card. And the card will usually, just the one card itself will tell me why or why not already. So this is why, we're asking for a $10 thing, because even though I'm only pulling one card and it's giving me your answer, whether it's yes or no, but it's already telling me why or why not. And but traditionally, if I were to do this in a reading, because I do offer yes no readings on my website for $29, and you also get it in an audio recording, and you get to keep that forever. Um, what I do is I pull 6 cards, 6 to 12 cards, depending on how many I need. If 6 gives me everything I need to know, then we only go for that. But I think.
Hmm.
Sorry, I just got right here listening to reading the comments.
Oh,
Are you just going to do it in the comments, or you want to do it like live? I think
we can
it'll
do
be
it live.
easier to go live.
We can do it
Okay.
live. We can definitely do it live. I was just letting you have a chance to talk. That's all.
Oh, okay, 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 yeah.
So if you kind,
But
if you kind of just shut the fuck up right now, and I'm just kidding.
if you can just like stop
Can
talking.
you just stop talking, please, just for like 1 second, so we can get to Catherine's question? I'm just kidding, but no. Go ahead and
Right.
finish your thought.
But yes, like sometimes with those 6 cards, if I get the answer that I'm looking for, then I just keep it that way and it will tell me why. But if not, then I'll pull additional cards. But usually I'll pull like 12 cards, the most, when it comes to my yes or no reads. But usually when it comes to the free yes and no's, like even with just one card, it's about how you program your cards, or at least that's how I work. I literally just program my cards and I'll be like, tell me in one card if it's a yes or a no, two, and then I repeat the question. And that's pretty much it. And then I'll pull a card and then it'll tell me yes or no, and it will tell me why, which is why we're not just doing simple yes or no questions anymore. We're offering it with the detail because it's already giving us the detail. We're already pulling the cards, so it's already giving us all that, and you guys want that anyway. So, um, let's see what the people have to say right here. Miss Timekeeper said, I've been thinking of reducing the cost by half. Maybe helpful for 5, yes or no, 20 for full reading. That seems like a good suggestion. I would do it for 25 and then doing the phone call reading for 40. Um, but the yes no questions, I think we're going to keep them for 10, only because, I mean, you can't even get a Happy Meal with $5, honey. Okay. So, um, honey, okay, where do you think we are? We're in America. So, and then Cat within Create, we have I'm a Virgo and I want to know if I should keep doing my YouTube channel, yes or no.
And her name is
What is your
Catherine.
YouTube channel? Did you see the musical Cats? The one
No,
that
the
came
the,
out
the movie one.
yes.
I have not. I've heard the reviews were really horrible for that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I
I
heard it was
liked
really
it.
horrible. Like, um, because there's some shows that's just meant for Broadway, not really meant for movies.
I see that. I can see that. I mean, I haven't seen Cats live, but I have seen Wicked live on the Pantages Theater in LA. I saw My Fair Lady. I still haven't seen My Fiddler on the Roof, but I want to see it. I want to see The Color Purple as well. I want to see
The Color Purple.
Porgy and Bess. I want to see Porgy and Bess. I have seen Wicked, and you said you want to see that.
I
We'll
want to
see
go see
that
Wicked.
together.
We are going to see that
Let's go see
together.
it.
We're going to see it
We're gonna see
together.
that. Oh my goodness, that movie. I'm sorry
I
that
don't know
that
how we're going to do
play is
that, but we're going to do
so.
it.
I think it's usually around the month of June when they have it here on the Pantages Theater in LA.
Well,
So
hopefully they'll still have it
I
soon.
want to see this year. I want to see the Moscow Ballet right here in LA for the Nutcracker.
Oh, Catherine
So
said she's doing her own tarot readings too. That's awesome.
I like how you spell tarot.
Tarot.
It's totally, that's very unique. Tarot.
Tarot.
Tarot readings. I've
Either
been
either
doing
that
tarot
either that it was
readings.
like a misspell. I think maybe I'm not sure if it's misspell or not.
Or maybe she reads terrier dogs or something, or she just misspelled it. So you read terriers? Nice. Are you like a terrier
Oh,
whisperer
I
or
miss my little
something?
terrier. But to give you the answer, your yes and no though. Well, I actually have a probably no on this one, but there's a little condition to that. Let me just show you what the pictures are on this. And what I usually do when it comes to the yes and nos, I usually just go with like evens and odds, right? And right now it gives me two odds with one even. However, though, I mean this could mean maybe changing pace. It could mean maybe you need to do something else with the tarot reading, perhaps, because I do have the King of Wands right here in the center, but I have the Fool's card and the Seven of Cups here on the sides in reverse. So um, take that with a grain of salt. I don't want to give any discouragement in terms of not doing your channel, but only you would probably understand why this would say probably no, because maybe there's something that you're thinking about that you need to change or you don't like. Yeah, uh, and obviously $10 for the clarifier or $40 for a full on reading to where we'll give you all of our efforts.
I have a question for you, Kat. I want to know, is this more of a hobby for you, or are you trying to make this as a business or just like a side thing? What is your intentions? Because if you're only doing this as a hobby, like Mr. Anthony is doing it right here, then then go ahead and do it, you know? But if you have some sort of expectation, um, I just want to know that so I know what to focus on for your reading. So if you can let me know if this is just a hobby thing, or are you looking for subscribers, or are you looking to make this as a business, or are you just trying to get monetized on YouTube and have YouTube pay you? What are you looking for when it comes to this channel, this YouTube channel? And definitely will subscribe as well. If you haven't subscribed to us, then we suggest that as well.
Good, I like that. And when I started doing this, as a hobby and stuff like that, and yeah, we're kind of turning into a little bit of a business model. But in essence, if I was doing the stream on my own, where I'm just streaming for myself, then most likely it would be free. And uh, it's all about practice. It's all about just just kind of doing it. And even though it may be not working for you, it may be a failure, maybe not, but we take everything that we've learned and we just try to make it better.
So, Kat, you said I felt so connected at first, but I've been disconnected lately. But but I'm sorry, but that kind of doesn't answer my question, Kat.
Well,
Um,
I think she's just saying that she's just kind of commenting in terms of like what she's been going through right now. Like
mhm.
she's feeling disconnected lately, and that's the thing. I actually was talking to Miss Mermaid about this. Excuse me, Yvonne, about uh, you know like my intuition started going down, and I started researching this, and I was looking up an article where you kind of have to do some mental house cleaning, because you live in a house, right? But in order to maintain it, you have to clean it up. It doesn't always stay clean forever. So think of that with your intuition. Your intuition is like a glass house, but with it being fragile, there is some care that involved. You're going to have to make sure that those windows are washed, brushed out and stuff like that. So usually, one ways of going about that to help you, you know, build your intuition, especially when it comes to being connected, is applying some type of technique or ritual to yourself that gives the intention of house cleaning, up here. So that's kind of like what I want to convey. There's also meditation. There's exercise, like eating different foods, which will also help attribute to being connected. Um, Unless you're like a cold-blooded mermaid like me, where I'm eating bacon, where Miss Mermaid here thinks she's fucking shit and she's gonna eat whatever she wants and put it on me that I'm a murderer, then
Yes.
go that route.
All right, so Kat within Create, she commented and she said, I wanted it as a business, but I've been feeling so disconnected lately. Okay, so I started shuffling for you. So let's see what the cards have to say for Kat. I think Kat, you said that you're a Virgo, right? I think that's
Yes,
what she said.
yeah.
Okay, can't. Let's see if you shall continue your YouTube thing. So maybe try to do some yoga. Yoga, not only does it keep you fit, but it also helps you with keeping your intuition sharp, that third eye sharp, okay? So if you want to learn about doing some more yoga, just do some hatha yoga or do some kundalini yoga. Or if you're interested in taking some courses with me, some yoga virtual courses with me, since that's the only thing I can provide right now, contact me. Okay, so contact me. So let's see. I'm gonna pull one card for you. Let's see. Um, Give me an upright and tell me why Cat Within Create should continue on with her YouTube channel and continue to focus it as a business. I got yes, actually, as a matter of fact, and I got the Six of Cups. Why? Because I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like this hits close to home, and at the same time, I feel like you enjoy it. I feel like you really do enjoy it. And as a matter of fact, I feel like it kind of saddens you thinking about just shutting this down, but because I feel like it makes you happy. Um, so if I were you, I would just take the suggestions that, Anthony and I have given you. I would eat healthier because that really works on your intuition, especially when you eat more greens, spinach,
And what the hell do
asparagus,
you know about eating healthy?
everything. Okay, I know everything. Let's just
Remember, you're on
establish
my
that
channel,
right
bitch.
now.
You're on my
Okay.
channel.
Let's get something straight, everybody. I know everything. But anyway, like but yeah, like how I was saying too, she wants to send the $40. So Cat Within Create, if you're interested in the $40, then you will see in the description box below the live stream, you will see Anthony's Groove Defied's PayPal,
Hmm.
his Cash App, and also his Venmo. So um, so yeah, just go ahead and check out the links on the description. I think the Cash App and the PayPal are direct links. So once you click on it, it will take you to the app if you have the apps on your phone, or it will take you to the browser where you can go ahead and submit the cash. But thank you so much. And we can continue to do the reading for you. And we'll totally subscribe, especially because I love cats. Um,
Oh, yay! I'm glad. I always have that infectious feeling, and I'm telling you what, right now, if I land a really hot guy, he's gonna get all this humor. I'm just kidding, but one thing actually, and here's actually a really good point. So this is actually what I do. You don't have to do this, and I also use the side of caution too. I actually do practice tarot readings in chat roulette. I know. It's like Dick Central in there. But if you have some people who actually just stay there and they're kind of curious in what you're doing, and you just happen to mention, you talk to them, get their trust a little bit. It's like, oh, well, I do tarot. And they're like, oh my God, tarot. Can you do it? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I'll practice my tarot readings there, and their jaws drop, and some of them don't, which I tell them. And here's one thing Catherine, that you should do. Don't be afraid. And I feel like this is something that you need to hear, but don't be afraid of being wrong, because I think there's some fear behind that. But that's one thing I have to accept from people that I give those tarot readings through on the chat roulette, is that if I'm wrong, tell me about it. I'm so welcome to know that I'm wrong, because that way I can look at the cards and figure it out. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look good, but at least me admitting it makes it look better instead of me trying to hide it. So there's that. So you can try chat roulette at your own discretion. To practice in a little bit, and don't say, "Oh, I'm just practicing," or "Oh, forgive me if I mess up." Like, you want to stay as confident as possible. That's the key thing you want to do. The other thing that so I actually ran into another tarot reader. It's kind of a funny story. I ran into another tarot reader on chat roulette, and we ended up taking it to Instagram because the chat roulette started acting weird. But he just got into tarot reading and stuff like that. He bought a bunch of tarot decks, and speaking of which, he's bought two Oracle decks and one tarot deck, all from the Doreen Virtue collection, before she converted over to Christianity. And he also had a couple books and a few crystals here and there and stuff like that. And one suggestion that I would make to tarot readers out there, especially you, Catherine, if you're just starting, don't just buy every single tarot deck that you see because you want to build your arsenal. I kind of almost started doing that, where I actually kind of sat back and I said, "What am I doing here?" So right now, I only have a select few that I use for tarot decks, and I mix it up. But it's good to think of minimalistic stuff. At least that's my opinion. I mean, I don't care what Miss Mermaid has to say about this shit, but
No, I agree actually.
oh, whatever.
I agree, less is more. I do agree that we should have less tarot decks. I'm actually going to do a clean house. I'm going to throw some of my tarot decks away.
Don't throw it away. Donate it. Oh,
They're bent.
oh, they're banned.
They're bent. Yeah, they're like super damaged. Some of them have like the edge like cut out,
Well,
and
here's
like
an
some
excellent
of
question
my
for you. What would you what How do you properly throw away tarot decks? I think some people may
well,
feel kind of weird about that.
yeah, you're actually not supposed to do it, but what what you're supposed to do when it comes to disposing your tarot decks, and actually let me mention something really quick as before I get into that. Lilith, you had said right here if you want to ask a yes or no question. If you're interested in asking a yes or no question, we do request a small donation of $10. But if not, then we'll give you a quick yes no. If you're interested in that, let us know if you want to make the contribution to the $10, if you just want to go ahead and do the free yes and no. But anyway, going back to that, you're actually not supposed to dispose your tarot decks. What you're actually supposed to do is that, and this is why I want to create, I've been talking to Anthony about creating a club, a fan club, is because, you know, when it comes to retiring our tarot decks, what we're supposed to do, let's just say Anthony has the Bohemian Gothic Tarot. He buys a new deck, right? And let's just say he's using it, and all of a sudden his Seven of Cups like bends really badly, or his dog chews it up or something, right? With my retired deck, I can give him the Seven of Cups if mine is not damaged. Yes, it's going to be a little worn out, but he doesn't have to throw away his whole deck, or his whole tarot deck just went to waste because of that. And that's what you're actually supposed to be doing. And that's one thing that I want to do, especially for those who are tarot readers here or on YouTube. We do want to create a small fan club where we can do little things like that, where we can do little trades, and we can just like ship it to each other. And I want to do that as well. Maybe I should just keep my tarot decks, so for whenever the fan club comes about, then we can go ahead and I can give people my retired decks, and I'll be
That's what I was
passing
just
on
thinking. I think
my
that'd be really cool as a
Corona.
giveaway,
Yeah,
like a raffle
I
of
can
some
give
sort.
away. Yeah, yeah. There's a couple people who wants the same card. Then we can go ahead and do like a quick raffle or something, pull some straws or something. Um, and I think that's actually what you're supposed to be doing. You're not actually supposed to throw them away, but because I'm not really most of my friends, they kind of read tarot cards, but they're not like full, like fluent like me, where either they do it as a living or they're more like, oh, what's my card of the day? Let me bring out my book or let me bring out my notes.
The audio. No. There we go.
Okay. So, Kat, within Create, were you able to send the $40 donation? We're kind of waiting on you.
Just let us know
Um,
what you plan to do. That's all.
Yeah, let us know if you want to leave it there, then leave it there. But I'm not sure because you said what you were asking where to send the 40, and now you're saying thank you. So we just want to double check. We don't want to skip you out and go to another person. Um, but Lilith, you just want to do a simple yes or no. You're jobless right now. That's okay. That's okay. We're also doing free yes nos, but for those who want a yes no with an in-depth reading, then we could go ahead and
Yeah,
you
I'll go
know.
ahead and answer her question too. Um,
All right, I'll put my crystal on this one and I'll wait for you.
so her question was, well, her name is May. She's a Gemini. She wants to know if Dean, who is a Cancer, is her future husband. Ooh, Dean and Lilith sitting in the tree. Kisstarot. Kissing tarot. That makes a lot of sense. So, all right. So let's see here. Um, Gemini and Cancer. Is Cancer her future husband?
James Dean is a very, very handsome man.
Oh, you've seen.
No,
You've
I'm
seen the
saying
Dean.
James Dean.
Oh, James Dean. No, let's see here. It's a possible yes. Um, I feel that there's probably something else involved with it. Well, I do have Zell. Let me see if I can get my Zell going. Because I think you have to go through. Do you have to go through Chase for Zell, or do you have Zell, Miss Mermaid? Can you hear me? No, she can't. Do you have Zell by chance?
I do. I do. I'm actually replying to her right now.
Okay, there you go.
Cat within Create, check the comments. I'm about to send you a reply through the comments. You'll see my phone number right there because I know they're going to ask you for my phone number. So just add that, and then this is how you spell my name. I'm going to send you my how you spell my name,
Because I have
and this is
Zell,
my
and it's
full
supposed to
name.
work with Chase, but for some reason, I don't trust it for some reason. Or at least not for me, because my Chase account acts weird. So my free readings, a little bit random, because I got quite a bit going on. But if you're really interested, just hit the notification icon. That way, you can join in on my live streams. I'm hoping to maybe do one tomorrow, sometime this weekend. But yeah,
Don't be like that, Mr. Timekeeper. Don't be like that. I'm just kidding.
don't.
Don't be like that. We all struggling. Can't you see we're hungry for pizza? Cat within Create, I sent you my full name, Yvonne Rivas, and then I sent you my phone number. So I know that they're going to ask you that information once you go into the Zelle app or you go into your mobile banking account app. And once you add that information, then you can go ahead and let me know so we can continue on. You can also text me, within that phone number if you're confused as well, and I'll respond right away. Okay, anyway. You pulled cards for Lilith?
I did. I had a maybe yes for Lilith.
Ooh, show the cards. Show the
I
cards.
just put it back into the deck.
Oh. All right,
But wait
Lilith,
a minute,
that's a
I might
yes.
still have it actually. I'm not sure. Yeah, actually I do. It's I still have it. It's right here. So I had the Chariot in reverse, um, along with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, with the Queen of Pentacles upright. I don't think she can hear me. I desperately need to get a new USB hub. This is insane.
It's okay. Not in time. Not in good timing. Not good timing.
A friend of mine saying
Okay.
she's trying to watch the live stream. Uh,
Lilith, we're getting there. Lilith is like, can you just give me my answer? Can you just
yeah,
give me my
I
answer?
mentioned that it was a maybe yes. It was a maybe yes.
I'm just making fun of her because she over here posted a comment. She said, "May I know what's my answer?" So I'm making fun of her. It's like, no, Lilith, no, 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 no. You can ask questions, but you can't get answers. No. Okay, so he said maybe yes. Let me read the question again. You wanted to know, you're a Gemini. You wanted to know if Dean Cancer is your future husband. Okay, so let's see. With the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, if you and Dean are going to get married. Every time you do that British accent, reminds me of that video that I sent you about the gentleman cat. Good morning, madam.
Hello, madam.
If you guys have seen that video on YouTube, it's like the cutest thing ever. It's this cat who does this bow when you call his name. I think the cat's name was Henry, and then every time his owner or like his pet owner
Lilith
comes up,
and Catherine are just saying that they only see your name but not the number.
huh? Okay, let's see
Are they talking
if
about your phone
she,
number?
yeah, because they need that for sale.
Oh, she sees
I
what?
just
Oh, only number but not the name. Oh no, only the name, not the number.
okay. Did Cat within Create? Did you get my phone number now? If you didn't, then we have an email address down below in the description. Email me there, and then I can send you my. I guess it's sometimes the super chat filters out certain messages. I
Well,
apologize
mine
for
doesn't
that.
have super chat. I'm just regular chat. I'm not
Oh,
super.
it's just regular?
Yeah, I'm not super. I'm not as big as you. Okay.
What's the difference?
I only have like well because you have like tens of thousands of subscribers versus mine, which is only a puny less than 200. No, I'm just kidding. No, I have less than 200 subscribers, so um, I think there's a major difference in terms of how YouTube handles super chats and stuff. So,
Hmm. I don't know, but I don't know the difference. Um, what does CTFU mean? Interesting. But do you see my comment? I posted my phone number again. Do you see it, Anthony, on your end?
I see the phone number. Maybe CTF mute you means cut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Cut the fuck up.
Or
Tara's trying to tell us something. I mean, the C is pretty close to the S, so maybe she's trying to trying to tell us something. You know, Miss Mermaid and Anthony, can you kindly please shut the fuck up?
right. All right. So let's see for Miss Lilith, Miss Gemini over here.
cracking the fuck up. Oh, that's what I meant. It means cracking the fuck up.
She said it's cracking the fuck up. Ooh,
Cracking
I've
the
never
fuck
heard
up.
that one. Okay, well, I had to answer on my iPad because my iPhone died. So let me just go ahead and plug in my headphones. I wish I can like charge my phone and then still have my headphones on, or I should just get some. I have some wireless headphones. What am I talking about? Anyway, so let's see for Miss Lilith. We
For
let's see
Lilith,
if
we
Dean
must give a
Persa.
tarot reading for Lilith.
All right. I saw Tara Mercury. She said that she didn't see my comment with the phone number either. That's weird.
Interesting.
Anyway, so I think it's a no. As a matter of fact, I think that he's a very moody person. I wouldn't be surprised if he's either depressed or he's still hurt from someone from the past or he's still holding on to some trauma from past relationships and also childhood stuff and all that stuff that I feel like can be an issue in your relationship. If you want to clarify that or if you want more details on that, we can definitely talk about that. It's $10 donation that we do kindly request. Or if you want a full-on in-depth reading where we get down and dirty in the mud about Dean, Mr. James Dean,
I wonder if
then
you're. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. I was just gonna say, if you're interested in that, $40, Anthony.
I wonder if the with you typing the phone number got filtered, so I typed out the numbers, literally.
Okay,
So
all
we'll see if
right,
that
then that
works.
that will possibly work. Yeah, possibly. I need to like pop it up on my phone since I'm gonna be using my iPad to do
Baby,
the
don't
live
you
stream.
understand? I wanna be your nasty man. You know what I mean.
Okay, my phone is turning on.
Let me lick you up and down till you say stop. I see that one. Well, she sees that one, so maybe it's me. I got the magic touch. You got the right stuff, baby. It's the way that turns me on. Mm-mm-mm. I like the New Kids on the Block. Please don't go, girl. I can't hit that high note though.
You got it though.
You will ruin my whole world. Tell me you'll stay. We can never go away. I love you. I love you. I guess I always will.
When you did that deep voice, it reminded me of that Eddie Murphy movie, Coming to America, that Soul Glow. Soul
Oh,
Glow.
oh, I love that song. She's got that soul glow.
I know it's so
Feeling oh
high,
so
huh?
silky smooth. Just let
Smooth,
it shine through
come
and
through,
just
baby.
let that soul glow. But soul glow.
My mom loved that fucking movie, I swear. She was like so obsessed with that movie. But honestly, I think my favorite movie from Eddie Murphy has to be The Nutty Professor. Sorry guys.
Oh
The
God,
Nutty
the Nutty
Professor. That
Professor.
is my favorite Eddie
He was
Murphy.
actually very
And
talented
then
that one because he did all those roles. You didn't even know it. Oh, there goes the audio again. Good Lord Almighty.
I heard you singing.
Trying to get her back, y'all. Boomerang. I haven't seen Boomerang yet, but that's supposed to be like a kind of a saucy movie. That's the one with Hal Berry, right? Okay, what's going on here? All right, let's try to restart the app here. I'm not getting any video. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You shifted.
Congratulations!
Glow. Or how about
And
the
shifted.
She's your queen to be, the queen of forever, to satisfy your royal fire.
She's your. My mom would crack up at that part.
Are you telling me you can do whatever you want? Yes, Your Highness. Or no, what kind of food do you like? Whatever food do you like. Or the
And she was
the
so
royal
pretty.
penis is clean, Your Highness.
Her
The royal penises are
was
clean.
just out there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, someone just sent us $40.
Oh,
Woo!
hey! Thank
Let
you
me
very
check it out.
much. Thank you very much for that donation. Actually, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that.
Yep, we got that $40 donation. Thank you
Thank you
guys
very
so
much.
much. We definitely appreciate the donations because not only does it help with our equipment, but it definitely helps with our quality and the things that we want to do in the future. We want to create graphic tees, we want to create fan clubs, we want to create
We have a lot
podcasts.
of stuff
I want to get some
planned.
equipment myself as well. Like, I don't want,
Yes, she has. We have
yeah, and
equipment
we
that
can
she needs to
only do
get
that with the
to
help
just
of
to
you guys. I
improve
mean,
our
it's,
audio and
Mariah Carey
visuals.
would not be
Right, exactly. I'm gonna call you back because your video is really grainy
that
and
alone,
delayed.
definitely. Um,
Okay, that's actually coming through better now, a little bit.
mhm.
All right, so I'm assuming that the donation came from Miss Catherine.
I believe so. The name is Moronta Perez. Moronta Perez.
Would that be you, Miss Catherine? Cat
So
with
I
can
believe
create,
so.
but
It
because
was a $40 donation, so I'm guessing.
there's also Lilith too, who's actually asking about it earlier, but not exactly sure. So she said yes, so yeah, that would be her. Okay, so um, are we going off the original question about you proceeding forward with your tarot business, or was there something else that you wanted to ask us about?
Let us know
She's
what you want to ask
your
about. What do you want to get us to
queen
go depth?
to be, queen
We're gonna be
of
addicted to this movie, huh?
affection. Okay, so she said the same thing.
Classics. Okay, well, what? Okay, so about your business. So, do you just want us to elaborate on the same question, or do you want to ask something else regarding your tarot business?
Remember, this is
Because
your
we can just
time.
go ahead
So
and
yeah, we.
elaborate, but
hmm This is your time. You got us.
now you have that song stuck in my head. Dreams on way to be. And I just love how he like squinches his eyes and like
And then
sings like
he's
with
like
a
singing
passion.
super passionately, and he's like, "Dah!" And then he goes, like straight face.
Exactly.
I think they just come through about my business. Okay. Uh-oh. No audio again. Yeah, these are some of the quirks that we need to fix.
Did the comedy where he was talking about Rick James and he did
Oh.
with that other comedian and there was just like I don't know. I think the part that makes me laugh is when he calls everyone a bitch.
Hold on. I'm going to have to
Groovy
call you back again
Mermaid.
because for some reason the audio is really low. I'm not exactly sure why, so give me a second. Say something?
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
that's better. Say something, I'm giving up on you. Oh, and of course, it hangs up. Good grief. Say something?
Can you hear me?
It got low again. Hold on.
What?
I'm at, you were loud a second ago, and all of a sudden just hung up. So hold on. You there?
There you go. My camera is turning on.
Okay.
So when I'm trying to answer you through the iPad, for some reason, like it just won't turn. The camera just won't turn on. It's so weird.
Ugh, annoying actually. All right,
Ugh,
so
I'm not coming outside next time. All right, so Count Within Create, I don't know if you heard us earlier, but do you want us to elaborate on the same question or do you want to ask something else regarding your tarot business?
yeah, she said that she wants to. She says she wants to come through about how it's gonna. I think they just come through about my business. That's what she's saying.
How can I connect more? I think they just come through about my business, the same thing. So maybe she just wants to know, like, I guess, just advice on how to, like, keep a game on, I
hmm
guess.
Maybe we can
Do you
also
want to go ahead and start with that one?
maybe we can actually figure out what the blockage is. Maybe there's some type of blockage too.
I can do a
So
chakra reading.
we could I could probably do like a little chakra reading, unless you want to do the chakra reading, and I can actually do the um as to the reason why she's feeling disconnected. Would that work with you,
Sure.
Catherine? If I work on, or unless you want to do the business, then let me know. But if you want me to kind of investigate in terms of why the disconnect, and then Miss Mermaid here can actually do like a chakra reading for you as well.
A shaka.
Shaka,
Re-
Shaka Khan,
Reminds me of
everybody,
Chicago.
Shaka Khan, everybody, Shaka Khan.
Chicago.
I forgot what that song was. That Shaka Khan song. I feel for you. You know I love you. I feel for you. I
His
think
friend
I love
where he like
you.
drove recklessly through the jungle and then he parked like right on the parking spot and then he takes out his pen and he's like a glove.
Oh,
Perfect. That's driving skills.
I wish I had that kind of parking skills.
Right. Alrighty, so I think that's what she wants to know.
Dude, she wants to know. Oh, your video, Miss Mermaid. We need to figure out how to get this. Okay. So yeah, she says that's fine. I will figure out
So Prish,
a research in
he
terms of
agreed.
the
He agreed
disconnect.
to doing the chakra.
Yes. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can, but it's a little bit delayed. I'm gonna call you back. Yep. One of the growing pains of our channels, and that's what we're trying to fix. Hello.
No.
Have you ever considered about connecting those eyebrows together? That'd be really cool.
No, I've never considered it, but thank you for asking.
I think you should try it for one of these days. I think if we did like a maybe a small bet on something, I'm not exactly sure what the bet would be. Like someone would have to like connect their eyebrows somehow
And do a live stream.
into the live
That'd be
stream,
funny if we
and
do
I'll just
like
be
a
like,
bet and then
yeah, hello everybody.
we have to be serious on the live stream. I'm down to do some bets. That's freaking hilarious. You know, we should do a live stream where we're playing that truth and dare spin the bottle.
Ooh,
And then we can do that with each other. That would be fucking
ooh.
hilarious.
Add a couple guys in there, then we'll talk about that.
Oh, too bad I'm taken.
That's so
I'll
true.
be
Well, you
taken
could just add your
off.
guy into it. And we'll see what happens.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh God, I bet. I hope Ben's not watching. Okay.
I highly doubt it. I think he's right now hanging out with friends.
All right. So, what is going on with her disconnect here? Well, I'm definitely seeing something on the mind here. Um, Definitely mind related stuff because we have the Five of Cups here, and let me go ahead and switch over here so you can see what's going on. But I'm seeing a lot of emotion here, um, and a little bit in terms of just confusion in terms of the direction of where you want to go. It's kind of a little bit what you explained earlier. I have here the Five of Cups, which is telling me that um, there's like I'm getting like doubt. The word doubt is coming to my mind here, and because I feel that tarot, you're not new to it, but you're new enough that you still have a lot to learn, and I feel that you might have like for something like something I feel like maybe you could probably bitten off a little bit more than you could chew in terms of the tarot. Like all of a sudden you felt that intuition coming through. You felt that intuition super strong, right? But I feel that because of the amount of knowledge, because you did a lot of research, I'm feeling you did a lot of research behind the cards. You read books, you read different books, you read the books on your own deck and stuff like that. And I think that's where the problem is. We have different sources coming in here to you in terms of what do I need to do with my talents, right? And I'm not just talking about tarot cards. I'm talking about a lot of other things. And honestly, I think you need to kind of like just step back out of your body and then examine yourself. I say this because we have like here, for example, the Five of Wands, um, and the Nine of Wands here, and like your body, I feel that your body is ready to actually receive new information. And I think you've also been kind of studying to see, why am I getting disconnected? But the other problem though is that because of this disconnect, it actually, really kind of made you feeling really depressed. Again, with down here to the 5 of Cups. Um, don't get depressed about it, okay? And that's another reason why your disconnection would actually start, because it actually becomes a big snowball at that point. You have the little bit of doubt, and if you give that doubt an inch, it's going to take a whole yard. I know this because I've been down that road, and I go down that road often. It's not an easy thing to overcome. So, um, give me some more information. What can she do, or what's going on? Well, um, something's telling me that you need to realize what you have. It's not that you're not appreciative of what you have, or maybe it's because you just don't like your own lifestyle. Maybe something in terms of like, I'm not saying your place is a dump, but like you're saying, like, you kind of look at your own place and you're just like, I'm not really happy here, right? I'm not happy what I'm doing. And so you're looking for ways to how you can possibly get out. I'm getting a sense here that you need to realize what you have, even though it may kind of seem a little bit um, hard to appreciate, because maybe there's drama going on inside the house, stuff like that. But there's things that you need to realize. For example, you can make your own space, energize your own corner if you want to. Also realize that at least you have a roof over your head. Those kind of things, like realizing the and appreciating the things that you actually have with you. Now, I do feel that you need to um, sage. Uh, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that. I don't know if you're in a two-story house of some sort, um, and maybe your room is upstairs. Because I'm seeing stairs as I'm doing this right now, and this is probably metaphorical too. But um, in general, I feel that you need to actually kind of like create a space of your own. Like either do it in your own bed if you want to, your side of the bed, or just in your corner, in your room and stuff like that. If you share a room, like make a space for yourself. Like get like a small little rug, to where you can squat in. And it gives you enough space to kind of lay things down, and then name that space your own and try to keep it clear. I feel that you don't really have um, like a true sacred space to your own, and I think that's what you need in order to help do what I told you, which is clearing house, because that clearing house is really important. Meditation, exercise, and things like that. So, and the reason why I'm saying this, because look, we have the Ten of Pentacles here, right? Along with the Lover's card. So these two are telling me that you really need to create a sacred space, all right? And if you already have a sacred space, like maybe you use a table, but I feel that the table's kind of in general use, right? And it might get mixed around with other things. Like with my desk, I need to make a sacred space for myself, but it's really actually kind of like a big area where I do my work, my design, and of course this. And and I've kind of managed to make a way to where I can, where I kind of have everything work together, the creativity with along with tarot reading and things like that. But it's just something for you that I think you need to practice, which is just creating your sacred space. All right. Now, um, and it's funny. I got the 2 of Cups here and the Lover's Cups and the Lover's card right underneath this. So um, the fact that you are very open-minded person. I'm actually getting, because I get the 4 Cups here, and you've been really kind of like, you've been praying. I feel you've been praying. You've been, probably investing into like maybe some crystals, perhaps. Um, I really see a lot of investment in terms of trying to help you get out of this kind of funk that you're in. And you really actually don't need to do that. I feel you have plenty of resources to work with right now. And if you focus on this. Take everything what we told you earlier and now. Okay, take this information and adapt it little by little, with little baby steps in a way. Don't have it come open the floodgates, because here's something. I was trying to tell a story earlier, where there was this aspiring tarot reader that I met on chat roulette, and he is just getting into things, but his mind thinks so fast, and he's super excited and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, I think that's great, but I think you need to slow down, right? And there's some other things that he needed to do, which was to stop putting, things that he didn't want to hear on the back burner and completely avoid it, right? You actually need to face your issues. You need to face your fears as well, because even with the Five of Cups that we saw here earlier, even though I told you exactly what's for, kind of spinning back to that, you definitely need to face issues, even how bad it sounds, either when you get it from cards, intuitive, or you see the signs and stuff like that. We all don't like, you know, negative info. Like, for example, I was talking to somebody, and I asked the card, and I was kind of, really interested in this person, and I asked the cards, well, should I continue talking to this person? And it kept giving me no. First, it gave me a hard no, then it gave me a maybe no. Then I switched to another deck, and then gave me maybe no again. So, you know, sometimes we have to take those kind of punches, but we take these punches and we go and spin it into uh how can I change this view, like if I'm getting a negative output from the cards, how can I flip that? How can I flip it to where I need to make this right? It doesn't mean I have to go start talking to that same person, but what can I do to change myself to where I can get the confidence and the energy to project to keep this person more interested in me, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong that I'm doing, but maybe I'm looking at the wrong people, and I need to find a way to where I can, make sure that I'm with the right person when I'm talking with them, and realize if I'm talking to the right person, right? No matter how awesome it may sound that I might be with, or I may be super attracted to this person, but energy is energy, intuition is intuition, and what I mean by that is that you know you can't change the colors of the sky. You can't change the forces of nature. You're just gonna have to go with your gut feeling and do what's right, right? And then and go with it. So to kind of close this up here, I feel that you are going to be you're doing fine. Okay. This right here is very temporary. This disconnect that you're feeling right now, give yourself some time, because it doesn't, like, just like it takes to repair or even clean a house, it takes a little time, a whole day perhaps. You might take a little bit longer. Um, just focus on your breathing techniques, your meditation. Um, and see, I got here the Wheel of Fortune. So what you need to do is don't focus too much on the business just yet. Okay, I'm getting the sense that the business will definitely come, but don't force it. Don't speed into it. You need to have that strength, Knight of Pentacles. You need to have that intuition, clean house with meditation, the Hierophant. That you need to really focus on this stuff, and then once you get into, you get that clarity and you have that confidence and you have that connection, Wheel of Fortune is going to be yours. Okay. um I felt the same way too, and see, you got some decisions to make in terms of, you have to cut loose a few things. I feel that you're hanging on. um I feel like it's like maybe a couple of friendships. You might be cutting some friendships here pretty soon because of this new technique that you're going into in terms of, like, cleaning house. You're going to, you might become unattractive to some friends. Okay, and some of them might, and I think a couple of them actually might be one of your best friends. And they don't really kind of agree with this kind of thing. So, and correct me if I'm wrong on that, but when you start really absorbing the practice, excuse me, where you're able to freely talk about chakras, tarot cards without fear. I mean, obviously, there's people who don't like it. You pick and choose your battles. But when you're confident enough to where you can say, I can walk out in this world and I feel good. And if someone strikes a conversation with me, I'm completely open to this person that I want to talk to. That will be the time where people are going to start saying, "Oh, I actually want to hang out with Catherine because she thinks just like me." And the more people you attract of the same kind of mindsets, the more energy bubble, the bigger the bubble is going to become, and it'll be a very solid bubble. Okay. And then you're gonna some people are just going to not be attracted to that, and then they're going to kind of space out a little bit in a friendly way where they're like, oh, well, let's hang out sometime, and probably won't hear from them for a couple months, and then it kind of gets longer than that. So so keywords here: let go, and make sure you get your meditation going, and also create that sacred space. Okay, the sacred space where you don't have to do tarot readings in there, but a sacred space that you can call on your own. All right, so I'm going to hand it off to Miss Mermaid here, to where she can give you a chakra reading. Can you hear me? No, I'm just flapping my lips at her. See, and here's the thing. And before we get into your chakra reading here in a second, yeah, if you're losing people left and right, that's the whole part of cleaning house. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. I've lost friends because they didn't think that what I did was right. I had people actually just not talk to me on Facebook and stuff like that, and it's fine. You know, you're going to make new friends. Okay, I guarantee you. And the thing is, it's not about the quantity of friends; it's the quality of friends. Okay, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing with her right now. I mean, with Miss Mermaid. I mean, we just kind of like stumbled upon each other, for God's sakes. But
They just kind of,
yeah, we
were
just like
obligated to work with each
we're
other.
like we're like
They
whatever.
weren't
Let's just do
political
this
at
collaboration because
all.
we have nothing else better to do. Whatever. No, but yeah. See, the thing is, like, it's really cool that I actually did meet Miss Mermaid because I remember the first time I actually ran into her, and I actually started chatting with her online, and I was not invading her, but I was totally asking her, like, have you seen these coins? Have you seen these emblems? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? And she's all like, Anthony, there's a Google search. Can you please do that? And that was a sign that was saying to me, Anthony, can you please shut the fuck up and go do your own research? Stop bugging me.
No, I told you some of them. The others I don't
Whatever.
know.
Ever. No.
Whatever.
But yeah, so like the thing is that we I believe that the universe brought us together to collaborate, and we're like minds. We actually don't like the same music, I don't think, but well, that's not true. But the thing is, we have different
No.
lifestyles. That's what I meant to say. Like, we have different lifestyles, but the thing is, even with these different lifestyles, we're we're attracted to each other in a way to where we actually help each other. She comes to me for tarot readings. I go to her, and we help each other and stuff like that. And that's what you're going to get, and that's what's going to help you, because it's not just about networking with people. It's about networking, like your energy, your antenna, your crown, from your crown to other people.
That pizza
Because,
vibe.
huh?
I said that pizza vibe.
Yeah, exactly. The pizza, you have to have the pizza vibes, right? And you have to share the pizza vibes with other pizza people. But you get what I'm saying. Like, the larger the network becomes, when you are drawn to other people with like minds. They don't have to be tarot readers, but maybe they understand the energies, they understand chakras or something else that vibes with you. It just you start to feed each other energy that's going to help each other, right? And that's the cool part right now. I mean, I'm feeling very energetic. The fact that I'm working with Yvonne here, we talk almost daily, and just about like some stupid stuff or with tarot readings. But we totally like love talking to each other, and we literally actually just watched Netflix one night. You know, just watching a movie just for the fun of it, and we live like almost 600 miles away from each other, so it works. Okay, so just practice your zone, make it sacred to you, to where you feel safe and secure. Even though it's in a house, a shared house, that's your space. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking here, and give it to Miss Mermaid.
So you have PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. There you go.
Are you asking me? What?
Yeah, it's because someone was asking
Oh,
about reading, so I was kind of replying on the comments as you were talking. But I do agree a lot with what he's saying because I think sometimes we worry a lot when it comes to our subscribers. I've had 18,500 subscribers and I go up and down, it doesn't move from being 18.4K and 18.7K. Like it always goes up and down for me. But I kind of learned to be okay with it because I felt like the more audience I was starting to get, the more scammers I was starting to get purchasing my readings. So in a way, I kind of see it as a sense of protection because even though I don't have the audience that I used to get, I used to get like even up to, I think the video with the most views I've ever gotten was a video that I posted where I pulled two cards for every sign, and I think that video reached close to 20,000 views. And I've had a lot of videos that have reached up to 10K views per video. But then now if you go to my channel, you'll see that I have less. I'll have 300 views, 400 views, 500 views. And I used to worry about it because I was just like, well, what happened? I'm doing the same thing. It's just the idea that there's just so much competition now in YouTube. Like when I started back in 2015, 2014, late 2014, early 2015, there was hardly ever any YouTube readers. And even the ones that were already YouTubers before I started, some of them already kind of left YouTube already. And it's not supposed to be a bad thing when we don't see the views. If you're still getting your clients, which that's something that I kind of told myself, I'm still getting my clients. This is my only form of income besides the yoga, which I'm trying to do virtually. For those of you who are interested in that, let me know. um, but I mean, I used to worry about that so much, the views, the subscribers, because like I told you, like I would get so many views. And then all of a sudden when I started losing views and I started losing subscribers, even though I still have about the same kind, because again, like I said, I gain some and I lose some and I keep going back and forth. Um, I think that if this is something where it's your only form of income, or you're really depending on this as like as almost like a second job, then just worry about
mm-mm, mm.
who are actually to you regularly. Like I have my regulars who come to me, on a monthly basis or who come to me pretty regularly, and I'm gonna put that in my
You're breaking
focus on
up,
that.
Miss
I
Mermaid.
focus on them. I focus
Yvonne,
on
you're
them as
breaking
my
up.
clients.
I'm gonna call you back. You're breaking up.
Okay. Okay.
That's much better.
All right. What was the last thing that was heard clearly?
I don't recall, unfortunately.
Okay, well, regardless, my point is that, like sometimes we don't have to worry about the views and it can get the better of us, but remember that's all ego. That's all ego. The subscribers, the views, it's all ego. I mean, if this is something where you're really depending on as like a second job or as like your own form of
Oh, so, sorry guys. Lost audio.
Okay. Um But yeah, like I was mentioning, just don't worry about the views or the subscribers. Worry about the people who are actually coming to you. One meditation that I used to do in the beginning that works so well with me that I'm starting to do again is that I try to meditate before I do my pre-recorded monthly videos. What I do is I used to do a meditation where I would meditate for the people who need advice to come to me. So I wasn't meditating for money. I wasn't meditating for clients. I wasn't meditating for subscribers, for views. I wasn't meditating for any of that. I was meditating for people who are looking for guidance, to be led to come to me, and that I will guide them in my very best way possible. And not only that, you'll get paid. You can be able to still run your business, but you're not focusing on the money. Which it's not a bad thing. And that's one thing that I've had a lot of debate with other tarot readers or even people that I know in my personal life. That there's this big old debate that you're supposed to do like tarot for free. It's different in Anthony's case, because Anthony, he has a very stable job. He doesn't have to worry about making ends meet. He is actually doing very well, so his case is different. But I have met other people that say, you don't sell spirituality, you don't sell tarot readings, you don't sell any of that. That's supposed to be free. But even Buddha did it for something. Even Buddha asked for something in return, food for thought, right? And um, so it's not.
Un momento. Okay.
So there's no shame in it. I think what you should just worry on is that I would do more meditations to just bring more people who are looking for the guidance, who are looking for, the advice that you can help them with, to be guided towards you so that you can help them on their journey and through their process. And maybe that's what you should focus on instead of focusing on like meditating for more money or meditating for more clients or more subscribers or for more views. I think you should just worry about meditating the idea of getting more people to come to you regarding your, with what you can offer them and what you can provide for anyone else.
This is why we are looking for support.
but but yeah, like I was mentioning, I think that would be the best thing for you to do. And not only that, you can continue to run your business. And I do see that you have your heart in this. I have my heart in this too. Like when I was going through that little thing where I went from having thousands and thousands of views per video, I went from having a couple hundred, and it happened overnight. But I just continue on with my meditation and telling myself, on my way, and let those people come to me, listen to me, so that they can have a better lifestyle after their journey with myself. So we're going to pull some cards to see how your chakra is. So for the root chakra,
Hmm. Sorry, I'm sorry. We're gonna try to reconnect here with her. Uh, Something's going wonky with that connection there.
is this much better?
Uh, yes, it looks like it's getting better, but I can definitely hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I just put it on the window. So I'm just going to stand up for a little bit, and I'm going to use my chair So for the root chakra for you, Miss Kat, I do have right here the Knight of Swords. For the sacral chakra or the sacral chakra, some people call it, pronounce it different way. We do have right here the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now for the solar plexus, I have the Strength card. Now, my dear Kat, if you're interested in a chakra balancing or if you're interested in learning more about the chakras, you can definitely check out a live stream that we did, I believe, a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I'm not so send me if you can shoot me an email or shoot me a text message. I would be more than glad to send you the link to when we talked about the chakras, because we had a live stream where we talked about the chakras and I went in detail of the basic seven. So we can talk about that, or if you're interested in having a chakra balancing with myself, I can definitely help you with that as well. And my chakra balancings, I do them for days long, okay? And I will become your best friend during that time, okay? Or your worst enemy. So, like me or hate me. So for the this would be, so that is the sun. I'm sorry, that is root, sacral, solar plexus, heart. And then for the throat chakra, we have the sun card in reverse. And then for the third eye chakra, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And then for your crown chakra, we do have right here the Five of Cups in reverse. And then in the bottom of the deck, we have Justice, which is funny because this is about balance, right? This is about, finding that good, comfortable, soft, fair spot, that gray area that we need to be in. It's not too much of this, it's not too much of that. And that is the thing about the chakras too. When we have our chakras that are overactive, that's not a good thing. For instance, like I have an overactive throat chakra, and you'll notice that sometimes I'll overtalk, sometimes more than I should, or sometimes I'll overtalk, or I'll talk over other people. That's something I need to work on myself. But
Mm-hmm.
also as well, I know I do that to Anthony. I'm sorry, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
I do it to everybody. Anyways, um, and also your chakras can also be underactive or blocked. So I love how the Justice card came out for you, because I think that's what you're focused on. You're focused on that soft, that sweet spot, and you want to be in that gray area, that balance, that perfection. So going to your root chakra, which all has to do with your sense of groundedness and your sense of security, especially when it comes to our, how we live and how comfortable we live. For those who usually have it overactive, we usually have people who are hoarders, or people who have just a lot of stuff. And people who are underactive, we'll see in the root chakra, we see people who are homeless, we see people who are couch surfing, we see people who are going through a lot of challenging stuff and they can't find a stable home, or if they, for some reason, they can have an eviction history, they can have this bad luck whenever they find an apartment, the landowner, the landlord sells the property, or whenever they move into somewhere, they have to move again. So that's that's how we see the root chakra react when it's underactive, and how it reflects to our lives. And that's how we know. Unfortunately, that's how we know. Those are the signs that our chakras give us. When they're trying to tell us, hey, you're overactive, or hey, it's underactive, it actually reflects in our lives, unfortunately. So if you're having problems with that, then you should know if you're underactive or overactive. But you got the Knight of Swords, and I
It's going so well. Okay.
I feel like with the Knight of Swords, when it comes to your root chakra, I feel like this is more of a thing where this is basically telling you that I feel like your root chakra is blocked, or it's underactive. Because I feel like there are times where you should say something, or I feel like there are times where you need to take action, and either you bite your tongue or you don't say anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if in your throat chakra we have a little bit of the two as well. So for the sacral or the sacral chakra, we do have right here the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So the
Oh my goodness. Go ahead. I can hear you.
okay. Now I was just making sure she sent any comments or anything. But for the sacral chakra, which is our pleasure center, the sacral chakra, which is above our belly button, this usually focuses on our libido, our creativity, our sexual drive, and also focuses on, safe sex. So, and a bunch of other things, art, reading, writing, and when it's overactive, we usually have someone who has an overly active sex drive. We see someone who's promiscuous, and sometimes we see that also with the root chakra, and we see stuff like that too as well. Or we see someone who is always an escapist, and instead of focusing on the realities of the world, they're always trying to escape reality with painting, or they're trying to escape reality with indulging in substances like drugs, alcohol, smoking. And when it's underactive, that's when we have a problems with our libido. We can't, we're not having, we can't be able to perform sexually. And also at the same time, what we do see in the sacral chakra too as well, we're not able to create, we're not able to write, especially for those of you who are going to college and have a hard time writing essays. That's usually a blockage in the sacral chakra. And you've got right here the
Sorry about that.
So I feel like what it's saying for you is that for your sacral chakra, I think it's blocked. And I feel like it's more of the idea that, especially if you are trying to be more creative.
I don't know what's going on with this system right now. I'll try this one more time. Okay.
Okay, so I do feel like your sacral chakra is blocked or it's underactive, and I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if for some reason if you're really good at art, if you're really good at painting, even crafts, that for some reason lately you haven't been feeling very creative, or if you've been having problems with your sexual drive, or for some reason you're being promiscuous or in some way, or you're just not you're taking the abstinent route. Sometimes that can affect the sacral chakra, unfortunately. And I feel like I honestly get the feeling that if you're trying to create work in the sense of the arts, which I mean, tarot is art, and we're seeing a blockage there, then it's also coming from the sacral chakra in the sense where I feel like you're trying to get into the creative aspect of it. Maybe you tend to be more empathic with your cards, like myself. I tend to read them in a more creative way than just focusing on the fixed definitions of what the cards mean. Um, I feel like that's more of the thing with you. I think you need to focus more on the creative aspect of tarot than focusing on this rigidity and this fixed and all of these fixed definitions. So when it comes to the solar plexus, which is the one that's right here close to our rib cage, that little gap that we have right here in our rib cage in the center, we do have right here the strength card. So I feel like with the strength card, I feel like it's saying you are confident. I feel like it's because the solar plexus is about your identity. It is about your sense of self-worth, knowing who you are, and basically, you loving yourself. And it's so funny how we have right here the strength card. I do feel like you love yourself. I do feel like this is a balanced sacral chakra. I'm sorry, solar plexus chakra. This is a very balanced solar plexus chakra. So I'm not worried about your sacral chakra. I think you're confident. I think you have a healthy sense of self-esteem and a healthy sense of self-worth. I don't think you have an inflated sense of entitlement or anything like that, nor do I do feel like you compare yourself to a waste of matter. So um, when it comes to your heart chakra, which of course we all know about
Okay.
All right. So for the heart chakra, we all know about the heart chakra. We hear about the heart chakra all the time. So with the heart chakra, it's usually
Oh, boy. Mm-hmm.
so for your heart chakra, we got the Three of Cups. So maybe in your heart, have you been thinking about possibly reuniting with friends or reuniting with a significant other or someone from your past? Because I feel like in your heart, you're definitely carrying this deeply. And for some reason, I'm feeling this energy of nostalgia. And even if this is someone from the past, I feel like there is this positivity, that there's this positive energy or this optimism when it comes to thinking or reminiscing about this individual or maybe a couple of friends.
I don't know what is going on with this software tonight, but I know it has something to do with my USB hub, and it keeps toying with it. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Please continue.
No worries, no worries. So I feel like with the Three of Cups, I think it's definitely just talking about maybe either you missing someone or you thinking about someone, but you're thinking about this person in a more of a positive sense. Or again, if you're thinking about your friends or reuniting with a couple of your friends, I feel like that's something you've been carrying on very deeply. But at the same time, I feel like the Three of Cups is saying that your heart chakra is healthy. So that's wonderful. So for the throat chakra, which is this one right here, when our throat chakra is overactive, like I mentioned, we tend to talk over people or we overtalk. We tend to raise our voice or we tend to yell or scream when we're in arguments. And then when we're underactive, we usually see this in arguments where one person completely shuts down and does not want to talk, does not want to communicate, or someone who tends to give out silent treatments. We usually see that with people who have an underactive throat chakra, right? So for your throat chakra, I do have right here the Sun card in reverse. So I have a feeling that for some reason I almost get the feeling that when you communicate, I feel like sometimes you feel like you're being raw. And I feel like whenever you do have conversations, I feel like you view it as being realistic and raw, but I feel like it's really just your Virgo being that way. But I think you don't realize that sometimes the way you talk, the even the tonality or the words that you use tend to have a more of a pessimistic tone or a pessimistic like feel to it. You might use more pessimistic words or words that are more heavily pessimistic than more positive. So I do feel like with this card, I feel like it's basically saying that when you communicate, you tend to just come off as more pessimistic. When I feel like sometimes you're just trying to describe something, but it's just, I feel like your tone of words or your choices of words can sometimes make you come off as you being completely pessimistic and just being a complete negative naysayer. So for your third eye chakra, we do have right here the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like with your third eye, I think you have had a lot of visions, even when you were a child, and even up to the recent past, where I think you've always felt that one way or another in the future you would become an independent person. I feel like that's what your intuition tells you. And I feel like your intuition is fine, as a matter of fact. Me looking at your cards, I feel like it's more you working on your lower chakras, if you want me to be honest, because it seems like with the third eye, it's telling me that you have visions or you've had visions that are accurate about you being completely independent and not needing to budget, not needing to um, penny pinch, and being able to spoil yourself, spoil your friends, travel, go partying, whatever you do for fun, taking that cruise trip. So I feel like you've been having visions or you've had visions of you being more independent or you being more uh, fulfilled in the financial sense, and I feel like your intuition is correct. I think you're just not there yet. And I think that's what kind of bothers you, is that you know you're worthy of the amount of money or the finance, or having the lifestyle that you want. But I feel like your intuition has been telling you that, and I think you've been seeing visions, or you've had some sort of thing where you just know that you're like, I know one day I will be financially independent, or I will be well off in a way or in a sense where I can travel, I can go out with friends, I can spoil my friends, my significant other, my family, and help others without needing to break my bank account. You know, so for the crown chakra, which is the chakra that focuses on connecting to our higher selves, to the universe, to God, the goddess, whatever you worship, and we have the Five of Cups in reverse. I feel like, and this is so funny that we have the Five of Cups in reverse, because one of the things that, especially when I started doing my yogi journey, which I think you should go ahead and go do it the yoga way. But I mean, it's up to you how you want to approach your spiritual practice. Um, I feel like what this card is saying, because when I started learning about yoga, one of the things that caused the yogis, or the earlier ancient yogis, was the importance of awareness and connecting to a higher sense of energy or universe, something higher, something bigger than us. And one of the things that they do always talk about is suffering, and the suffering of the mind. And suffering of the mind talks about anxiety, talks about these constant battles of depression. For those of you who have battled with depression, anxiety, OCD, especially when we see a lot of mental issues or stuff like that. And it's and also with just being able to cope with life and life's challenges. And so that was their initial thing when it came to the yogis, wanting to steer away, and especially when it comes to Buddha too. Um, One of the things that impacted Buddha to do, what he ended up doing, because for those of you who don't know much about Buddha, Buddha was royalty. Okay, that motherfucker had money. All right. Okay, and I think he had bitches too. All right. So my point is that when he saw, once he was walking down his village, before he went off on his spiritual journey, his Buddhist journey, he noticed that, when you get older, just life just sucks. You just get older, you just get sicker, and you just die. And he wanted to know more about life, rather than just like, okay, life's a bitch, you get old, and then you die. Is that really all there is to life? Then I don't want to continue living. That was his thing. And that's why he went off on his journey. He left his kid, he had a child, he had a boy, and he left his wife, and he left all his riches, all his gold, all his servants to them both, and he went off on his journey. And so even he noticed and realized that, life is kind of, especially when we see life from what it is on the surface, and we really don't dig within as to the core values and what this life, this dimension has in store for us, which we can connect to spirit, we can have a crazy sense of psychic ability, um, and what have you. I feel like what that card is saying is that you can connect to your higher self, to the universe, to a higher being, or to an ascended master, if you have an ascended master, or you have a deity that you devote to. I think what you need to do is not suffer, okay, and work with your suffering. And you just mentioned right here, you have a battle with depression. So like I mentioned, when it comes to this whole idea of suffering, it's going to be different for everyone. It seems like you have a battle with depression. And though I've never been diagnosed with anything, I do think I have a problem with eating. Because when
Mm-hmm.
I was losing weight, I wasn't eating well. But then when I started gaining weight, I just wouldn't eat right. So it's really hard for me to keep a balanced diet. I think I've always struggled with food and my weight.
Yeah. Oh, and of course your audio cuts out. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you though. All
Can you
right.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Kat, if you are interested in the chakra balancing or if you're interested in any additional help that maybe I or myself and Anthony can help you regarding your chakras, let us know. Um, we like to stay connected with other YouTube tarot readers also as well. You're not the only one that's struggling with wanting to have more views and wanting to have more people just view your content. Totally understandable. I've been doing this since 2014, 2015, and even till then, I can't reach 20,000 views. So
Would you mind
don't
standing
let
to
that
your right
discourage
a
you.
little bit?
That's ego. And I mean, I think if it's meant to grow, it will grow, and it's and I do feel like when it comes to connecting with your higher self, I think you need to work on your depression. And if you have other things that you are struggling with that contribute to your suffering, um, such as the depression, then work on those things because that is what's blocking you from you having a personal connection with the universe. And I mean, your intuition is fine. I feel like it's more of you working on your lower chakras and working on the crown. So I would be working on the root chakra. I would be working on the sacral chakra. Your solar plexus is fine. Your heart is fine. I would work also on the throat chakra and I would work on the crown. So crown, throat, sacral, and root chakra, which is almost all of them. You might as well just do chakra balancing. If you know how to meditate and you know the gist of the whole thing, you already know what to do. Pop some earphones, just search up chakra balancing binaural beats on YouTube and just do your own meditations. But if you want to do a chakra balancing with me, you'll find an email address down below and we can definitely help you out, whether it's me myself or me and Anthony, if you want to participate in that, of course. Um, but yeah, let us know. Let us know what you're gonna do, and we'll definitely subscribe after this. Definitely.
Hooray! Can you stand to your right, please?
Yes.
There you go. That's better.
Okay. So we have, and then right here, Kat, and she just said, I have a disability, and I have palsy, and it really takes a toll on me. Okay. 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 I want to mention something, but I don't want you to take it as like I'm being too
A bitch.
dreamy or anything, like I'm some Houdini or something, or
Oh,
some
I thought
Jesus
you saying you
Christ
don't want to
over
become
here,
looking at a bitch.
or that. But
Stand to your right,
one thing
please.
that I want to mention is that when it comes to chronic pain, or when it comes to certain bodily illnesses that we have, I want you to know that some of it is up here, and I want to share a story with you. Um, I want to share a story with you, which I feel like can help you a little bit because I feel like a lot of people who say, "Oh, I have OCD. Oh, I'm bipolar, and I have this, that, and the other." Now, mind you, when we're diagnosed by these things, when psychologists diagnose us, when it comes to these things, to us it processes us like they're putting us on a label. But what they're really doing is labeling you for insurance purposes. So even when they're labeling you as depressed or with bipolar or whatever, they just need a name to diagnosis. And it's the same thing when it comes to doctors and physicians. So I've heard of I've heard of posse. I just can't remember what it is. Do you remember what it is, Anthony?
What was it
Or do you
called?
know what it is?
What in
The
regards to what?
posse or posse or something like that. P
Uh,
O Z Z Y P O Z Z I.
I don't remember. I don't recall. Unfortunately.
It sounds familiar. It just doesn't ring a bell right now. The name rings a bell, but not what it is. But when I was in senior in high school, I was on the wrestling team. And when I was finishing up the season in my senior year of high school, I injured myself really bad. I thought I was the ego was in my mind, and a friend of mine who was not a wrestler, who weighed 50 pounds overweight, challenged me to a match. I went for it, and I hurt myself within 2 minutes. It only took 2 minutes for me to F up my back. And something that, and then Mr. Timekeeper said, it's related to me being betrothed to someone in hopes of it not working out. Okay. Well, anyway,
That was in
I
regards to
hurt
my
my back.
question. He asked me if I
Okay.
remembered what it was.
Oh, okay. So I hurt my back. And then 2 years passed, right? And what ended up happening was that I eventually met my mentor, and who was a Capricorn like Mr. Anthony himself, and his ex-girlfriend, who was his friend after during that time. They were already broken up, who was a Sagittarius. And so they got me into meditation. And mind you, they were also learning as well, but they knew more than I did. So I started working more with the Capricorn. His name was Carlos, is Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
And we started just doing some meditations. And he gave me my first crystals. He gave me my first crystals. And he just told me to put them in all of my chakras. And he just told me to meditate. He did not tell me he programmed the crystals. He didn't tell me anything at all. He just told me, here, keep these, and I want you to meditate. I did. I put on, I don't know why, but I put on a meditation that was like an hour and 46 minutes long. Mind you, this was in the beginning when I didn't even know much about meditation, but for some reason, I was able to meditate throughout that whole hour and 46 minutes. And not only that, ever since that day, I've never felt my pain, my back pain. The only times I actually feel it is when I'm actually smoking. But then I realize it's up here. Why? Because I'll touch my back and there's nothing there. But I'll feel like the pain. I'll feel the pain. Like I'll embody the pain. Like how I used to have the pain back when I was 17, 18, 19 years old. But when I go ahead and I touch my back, where I
Say something? Nope. Okay.
so when I touch my back while I'm smoking, it's not there. It's up here. Could be because I'm traumatized with the pain. It was really horrible pain. I had horrible pain, yes. And just like how you're mentioning right here, I can't walk on my own. I use a wheelchair. The same thing was with me, girl. Just imagine a 17, 18, 19-year-old girl who couldn't walk for long distances. And whenever I was getting so, like when my back was being so strenuous with the walking, I was walking like a grandma, walking like this, you know? So once I did that meditation, never since then, I've never felt the pain. It's only when I smoke that I feel, or I think I have the pain, but then when I go ahead and I touch my back, it's not there. It's because either I still have the trauma in my mind, it's still there, or I programmed myself to not feel the pain anymore. So, I mean, if you ever want to get so good with the meditation to the point where um, you can even heal your body, then use meditation for that. I've even heard people who have cured cancer, diabetes, all kinds of numerous things with just meditation. Because it's all about programming your mind. You know, it's like when we get a scrape or we get a cut in our hands, we don't worry about it. Why? Because we already know. It's like this knowing that we know it's going to scab, it's going to heal, and it's not going to be there anymore. Why can't we program ourselves to be like, okay, well, I have posse or posy, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, and why can't we program ourselves like, hey, this is something that I can get rid of. This is something that I can cure myself with. And once you start programming yourself and you start meditating on that, I guarantee you, you'll see a difference. But go ahead and email me and we can talk a little bit more about this. Thank you so much, Kat,
Excellent.
for your $40.
Well, not just the $40. Thank you very much for allowing us to do this experience with you. Um,
Yeah, and we met another tarot reader.
yes, and can you move to your right again?
Yes.
There you go. Yes, just stay like that, like that. That's it. Just stay like that. But yeah, but yes, thank you very much for participating with us on this and allowing us to help you with that. And to Mr. Timekeeper, so I just want to show you a little bit the cards that I pulled for your yes and no question. That's what it looks like. We have here um, your Three of Swords, or excuse me, your Three of Pentacles, your Six of Swords, and your Ten of Swords in reverse. So it's probably a good idea to talk to her about it. But if you want to know a bit more about that, it's $10 clarifier or $40 full read. So good luck on that. And make sure you think first before you say. Okay. All right. Ooh.
This has been a long day or a
It
long
has.
night.
It has been a long night, and I think actually we're gonna probably call this a night, because I haven't had dinner yet, and I need to put some dinner in my belly. So, in any case,
Woo!
healthy food, by the way. It's gonna be. I'm actually gonna have a nice little soup, a little spicy gumbo soup with a little turkey sandwich, and voila. So,
Yay.
um, and then this weekend, I'm hopefully going to be picking up my, um, maybe coming up with dumbbells by this week. But I also found some really cool yoga and regular house style exercises that I'm going to be getting into, to at least uh, get me moving into proper exercise while I get my dumbbells. And hopefully by the end of this month, we should see some major results. Well, not major results because I know these things take time, but at least results within myself to where I'll feel really good and very energetic, and hopefully actually do some house cleaning of my own to help me with my intuition. Um, and Mr. Timekeeper, you have a good night yourself. And with that said, I'd like to also thank you all for joining us today, for listening to our topics, as well as doing the tarot readings with us. We take all your feedback, with positivity and warmth. So let us know what you felt about this live stream, things that you think I'd like to change, some comments, feedback, or whatever you want. Put it inside the comments. My name is Anthony, the host, Groove Defied here, followed by my colleague that just went blank, Miss Indigo Mermaid. You can find her channel in the link below. I'm gonna get her back here online because she needs to do her silly little my allergies are picking up. You went out.
Yeah, my iPad died.
And then move the camera to your right. You have to be on the right side. There you go. Perfect. So, yes, Miss Indigo Mermaid does have her own channel. She does tarot readings as well. You'll be able to find all her information in the links below. And also, please take a look at our brand new site, the groovymermaids.com. We also have an email, tarot at thegroovymermaids.com. The email messages go to both of us. So, keep an eye on that site for some really cool stuff. We're going to be blogging there, sharing our experiences together, as well as maintaining our own channels as well. But the Groovy Mermaid is going to grow thanks to everybody, to you, your support, as well as your time with us. Namaste. Namaste. I hope you all have a great weekend. Ciao.
Namaste.